Hello everyone, we are so honored to have Professor Liang to be here in our interview. Professor Liang, can you introduce yourself to us?
Yes, thanks, Ms. Xi. It's really my pleasure to attend the interview today. So I'm from University College London as a professor of sustainable transition in construction and infrastructure. And I'm also Secretary General of the UK-China Guangdong CCUS Center and the Deputy Director of China's Carbon Capture, Utilization and Storage Committee.
Okay, and after listening your sharing about the development in both China and the globe, I got some questions hoping we can have further discussion.
Sure.
The first one is about, are there any significant challenges or risks associated with scaling CCUS technology for widespread commercial use, and how might these challenges be addressed?
I think the core to drive CCUS commercialization is the business model. So we need a very concrete business model and to make activity of CCUS, investment of CCUS commercially feasible. So ultimately, we need a high enough carbon price to make carbon capture and utilization storage projects commercially, financially viable. So right now, you can see the carbon price has a very big gap between China and Europe. In Europe, we have €100 per ton carbon allowance price, which is very close to make CCUS commercially viable in the European context. But in China, the carbon price is only around 50 yuan per ton or 7 or 8 euro per ton CO2. So the gap is huge. So we need a reasonable carbon price in China, such as 300 or 400 yuan per ton CO2. And then the CCUS will be commercially deployed in the country. And we also see many opportunities for SME and innovative technologies, and some devoted their time in CCUS will have a business opportunity because their technology, once being proved successful, could have very high commercial value.
From your perspective, what kind of public-private partnership or the international collaborations may be necessary in order to fully mobilize the commercial potential for CCUS?
This is a great question because compared with solar or wind farm, PV project or wind farm, CCUS require many different components: capture, transportation, storage, monitoring, and perhaps also regulation and etc. So CCUS definitely require different parties to collaborate. So at the earlier stage, it's much easier to have like an oil and gas firm. They have both carbon capture, transportation and storage capacity to demonstrate CCUS at large scale. But at some point in the future, imagine there's CO2 coming from flue gas of power plant, cement plant, or steel plant. Those power plants will not have capacity to do the CO2 storage or utilization. So they will have to give the CO2 to transportation and the storage firm. And likely this kind of utility model, like what we are dealing with rubbish waste or dealing with the transmission of electricity, there will be a firm like an infrastructure operator to take CO2 and help this emitter to get rid of the CO2 for emission reduction.